So today I wanted to talk about Tulsi Gabbard and why I think she should probably consider dropping out. Now, I know it's going to make some heads explode. I understand the fan following I'm dealing with, and I understand what kind of arguments are going to come my way. But hear me out. I think Tulsi Gabbard is a great candidate. First of all, I should make that clear. I think she's one of the best candidates, actually, that's running. Though she had a troubled past politically, and she has, mysterious, murky connections, I guess, with Hindu nationalists. Because she's part of I think her religion is Hindu, from what I understand. And other than that, I think she's actually a really, really good candidate. I think her messages against war, as you see here, against regime change wars, Medicare, if you go to their site, she has a pretty good campaign. She has a good message. Pretty good all around, to be honest. She's definitely my top 3 people that I would vote for at this point. However, I feel that maybe it's about time she can, maybe not exactly now, because I know the primaries are still pretty far away. Till I believe next summer at the end, from what I understand. So it's still like technically a year left. But maybe after the first 2 debates, when she really makes a name of herself, as her fans are hoping, and she actually moves up in the polls as they predict and they keep preaching that she will after the debates. That's all good and dandy. I'm not against that at all. I'm not against her making a name for herself. In fact, I think that's the whole reason she's running. It's to be a hopeful, actually later, not for this election, but it's that she needs to get her name out there now if she wants to run in the next 10 years, and actually have an actual shot of winning. As you have to be in the game for a while. So, however, my reasoning behind her dropping, and why I think she should drop, is because of the polls. They're pretty problematic right now, in my opinion, because if you see the polls, this is interesting. I was looking at the 2016, how the polls were. Anyway, so you see that Biden is now at 40%. I mean, it started out that I think he was just had the slight edge over Sanders. Now he's at 40%. I don't know why. His fan base is huge. His big money is huge. His name recognition is huge. Some people predict because of the past he kind of just disappeared and faded away. But knowing that the establishment, corporate Democrats, are going to be really desperate because Sanders defeated every other, at least corporate-friendly Democrat, as you could see. They're gonna put all their effort on Joe Biden, and before you know it, ladies and gentlemen, it's gonna be Biden versus Trump, and we all know how risky that is. I don't want to see another Trump presidency, of course, and I have to say, even though I'd probably vote Biden in that election, I most likely will. It's gonna be very, very close. I think it's not going to be a landslide. It's going to be super risky. Trump has a best chance of beating Biden, I think, compared to the other candidates. So, that being said, Biden has a great chance, as you see, of winning this primary as we speak right now. I know things could change in the future, but this is troubling. 40%. Harris 7%. She's kind of murky history. I guess the second most popular corporate Democrat, and then O'Rourke. And then Warren's doing actually really good. She surged after she said she'll get rid of student loan debt. There you go. Bernie, I think you better take up that idea. Buttigieg, one of the last newcomers of the race, doing surprisingly very well. Booker is probably just gonna fall off. Klobuchar definitely gonna fall off. Castro definitely gonna fall off. Gillibrand definitely. Young definitely. And then if we put more candidates, then we finally see Gabbard 1% still. So she's at 1%. Now, I want to make this clear. This isn't just about Gabbard either. I think this is also about Biden. No, I'm sorry. This is also about all the other candidates, progressive candidates, and why they should drop. Because this kind of lead and this many progressives running. Elizabeth Warren is running. She's a progressive. I know not as progressive as some of you diehards like, but let's face it, she's a million times better than Joe Biden. And and I see that there's some what you would call maybe somewhat corporate, connected to establishment, running to take away votes for Joe. But look, it's not taking anything away according to these polls. And Joe Biden continues to lead 40% in all these polls. So my argument is that Gabbard, Elizabeth Warren, and O'Rourke. After O'Rourke is more corporate, from what I understand. They should, whichever candidate people actually think is progressive, should eventually drop out for Sanders, because let's face it, Sanders has built the biggest following out of all the progressive candidates, and he's not going to fall off all that much. I don't think there's almost no dirt. He has I don't know how many 30-something years in Congress, and they still can't find dirt on him, really. It's he's as clean as it gets. He's got the craziest track record and history of any candidate. So he's not gonna fall off. He's still gonna lead. And I know if some of you are saying Tulsi Gabbard is progressive enough that she's gonna run circles around everybody and somehow get over Sanders. I have to tell you, even if you do believe that, that's gonna split the progressive vote in half. I'm pretty sure Sanders followers are just gonna up and just jump ship into Tulsi Gabbard like nothing. I mean, it's not. Let's be realistic here. So I think all the other progressive candidates should eventually drop out if we want to beat Biden. That's it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Should Tulsi Gabbard stay longer than past the debates? Should Elizabeth Warren stay longer? Let me know why in the comment section, and hit subscribe if you can.